Hi everybody, Cynthia here. I am back with a Jingle Jangle Christmas series video. And I was looking at my to-go cup gift pouch that I made for you can see here, it's a little gift pouch. And I made this for my Halloween series. You can make these in any theme you want. So if you wanted to do fall or Christmas, I'm going to post a link below to that video. You can check it out. But I was looking at this and I thought, you know what? I want to make a Christmas card in this type of shape. So this is what I came up with. It's a little bit larger than this, but I love it. Isn't he so cute? Let me adjust my light here. There we go. Let's see. Yeah. So the paper that I used is from, let me get it all out, this Merry Everything paper pad from Craftsmith. I've had it in my stash a while and I've really used a lot of it up. But I ended up using this paper here because it had coffee mugs and marshmallows, and I thought it was really cute. So I'm probably going to use the rest of that up for these. And then the little blue snowflake you see behind my Yeti. I just used some holiday time confetti, and I purchased this like 2 years ago from Walmart. So I used one of those. And then I used for the stamp, this stamp here, the Yeti and the mug. And then sending you a hug and a mug. And then also, are you Yeti for hot cocoa and cookie season? I love that. I got it from Darcy's Heart and Home stamp set, and this is, oh, sorry, I stamped some out there. It's the Yeti for cocoa, and I purchased this from the Not Too Shabby shop. I'll post a link below to that as well if you're, I'm not sure if she still has these in her store, but that's where I got it. And then I also used this Merry Christmas sentiment. And what else did I use from here? Oh, and this little heart border for the top part here. And this I got in one of my magazines that I buy from Joann's. I got that a long time ago, but I use the stamp set quite often. Then I just used some gems that I got from the Dollar Tree. And then the coffee sleeve here is just craft cardstock that I ran through my snowflake embossing folder. And that's it. That's how the card is. And I also made an envelope for it to send in the mail. I'll show you, it fits inside quite nicely. Okay, oops, sorry. And seal it up. So we're going to make the envelope first because I do get a lot of requests when I make cards. You know, can you make an envelope for it? I can't seem to find one to fit. So I will definitely do the envelope first and then we'll get going on the card. Okay, so for the envelope you're going to need a sheet that measures 8.5 by 11. And you're going to score it at, line it up at the 11-inch mark. Score at 2.5. And then 7.5. Flip it around. Score it at 1 inch. And again at 7.25. I love a to-go cup. I think they're so cute. And I just thought, I want to make some Christmas cards because I thought I could pop in like a coffee gift card or something and send it off in the mail, and it would be cute to get that type of card. I love getting hot chocolate from Dunkin' Donuts and then going and driving around and looking at Christmas lights. I don't know, it just makes you feel like the holiday season. And they have, oh my gosh, they have really good hot cocoa. At least they used to. I haven't gotten it in a long time, but okay, you're going to fold up all your score lines. And then you're going to want to cut the corners off. So we're going to cut this corner off here. If you're not going to send it in the mail, like say you're going to put it in a package where it won't get damaged, you can always use computer printer paper. It's a little bit cheaper than using your cardstock. But if you're going to send it in the mail, I would use the cardstock, especially because it has, you know, these gems and stuff on it. You don't want your card to get damaged. And this is a nice thick envelope, so it will protect it fairly well. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. I'm going to get out my card making tape gun. Okay, so I'm going to fold the smaller flap down, and I'm going to add adhesive on the edge of that flap on the inside. I'm going to go over to this flap and I'm going to put it on this end. So this part fold in, add adhesive, this part keep open, add adhesive, and then you can just close the flap. And then I round the corners on the bottom. And the 1-inch flap is the bottom of the envelope. So I'm just going to put adhesive there and flip it up and close it. And then I'll round the corners on the top. And then I also got out my 1-inch circle punch. And you just kind of pop it open, put it in the center halfway through, and punch out like a half moon piece. Just helps to be able to pull the card out a little bit easier. And because I'm not sending this right away, I'm going to use some double-sided tape and put it on the inside of my flap here, and then it's all ready to go. Once I put my card in, I'll just peel that off and seal it up. Okay, so that's the envelope. Let me put this aside and we'll get started on the card. Got all my pieces here. So for the actual card, you're going to need a sheet of 11 by 4 1/4, and you're going to fold it in half. And I'm going to score the end there. And then for your pattern paper, you're going to need 5 1/4 by 4 inches wide. So 5 1/4 high, 4 inches wide. We're going to be putting these in our cutter. Let me grab that. Okay. So for your card, you want the open end at the bottom here on your cutter. What you're going to do is this top right hand corner is going to go on your cut line. Then you're going to slide the bottom right hand corner past your cut line to the 1/2 inch mark. So top right on the cut line, bottom right, slide past the cut line to the 1/2 inch mark. Close it, make sure it lines up, and cut. You're going to want to flip your card over, do the same thing on this side. Top right hand corner on the cut line, bottom right past the cut line to the 1/2 inch mark, and make your cut. So there we have the base of our card. You're going to do the same exact thing to your 5 1/4 by 4 inch pattern paper. Line the top right up on the cut line, bottom right slide over to the 1/2 inch mark, past the cut line, and cut. Flip it over and do the same thing. Cut line, slide over to the 1/2 inch mark, right past your cut line, and cut. Let me set my cutter aside. And I'm going to put some adhesive on my pattern paper. And glue that down. And it leaves you a nice white border all the way around. Okay, so that's the base of our card. Now we're going to want to make the top. So the top piece, I've already stamped mine. This piece here for the top measures 4.5 by 1 inch. You're going to take your scissor, line it up on the edge here, turn your scissor to the left a little bit, and cut that angle off. So you can see I only cut a little sliver off. You're going to flip it around and do the same thing. Scissor on the end, tilt your scissor in a little bit to the left, and cut it off so it looks like that. The bottom piece here, we're going to add adhesive, and we're going to glue that right across the bottom. This piece here measures 4 3/4 by 1/2 inch wide, and I'm going to put adhesive on everything but the very edges, because the edges are going to hang off of this piece. So just try and line it up as best you can. You want this edge to meet this bottom edge here. And you want about 1/4 inch hanging off the edge on each side. Oop. Okay. So it should look like that, and then the back, you can see it hangs off. I'm going to keep it flipped around, and I'm going to add adhesive about 1/2 inch up on the bottom, but I didn't add it to these flaps that hang out, because this is the only part that's going to glue to the card. You're going to line it up at the top of your card, and as you can see here in the corner, you want to line it up so that corner is covered. Same thing on this side. You want your corners covered, so you can't see the corners of your card, and you look on this side. Okay, and then just run your bone folder over that to make sure it's nice and sealed down. And then I have this piece, that's a coffee sleeve. This measures 4 inches by 2 1/4. And it's going to go past your coffee cup, but don't worry about that. We're going to trim it a little. And I went up about 1 inch, a little more than 1 inch, maybe 1 inch and a, let's see. Let's measure it so I can tell you. About 1 inch to maybe 1 1/4 inch, no higher than that. I mean, you can put it in the middle if you want, it's up to you, but that's how high I went with it. Okay, now you're going to open it up. What you're going to do is you're going to follow your cut line for your mug and just trim this off, leaving a tiny bit of that craft cardstock hanging off the edge. You want to see that because that's what gives it somewhat of a dimensional look. Flip it over and do the same thing here. I'm actually following my white cardstock line, and I'm leaving like a 1/16 of an inch piece. You guys can see that just hanging over there. So it gives it kind of like that coffee sleeve look, like it's wrapped around the mug. Okay, so the only thing that's left is to put my little Yeti on here. And I stamped "Sending you a hug and a mug," and I backed it up with the same colored crafts cardstock, and then I put some dimensional foam tape on the bottom here, and I'm just going to add that right to the bottom of the card. Okay, and then the snowflake, I cut this in half, and then on this piece here I'm going to add a little bit of glue, and I'm going to pop that right behind my little Yeti mug here. Okay, so you can see it's glued down there in the back. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This one, I actually think I went a little bit higher with my coffee sleeve. I think I did go 1 1/4 inches. Yeah, I actually went a little over 1 1/4 inches up with the coffee sleeve. So you can still see a little bit of the pattern paper here. This one I went a little too low, so you may want to move that up to about 1 1/4 inches, just so you can see the pattern paper there. It doesn't really matter, but I just think it looks cuter there. But this is still good. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so once that's glued, I flipped it over, and I got some of this foam tape. This is actually Dollar Tree foam tape that I got in their craft section that they have now. Oh, I love that. I love that section. And this stuff really is super sticky. So, it works really well. So I just cut a bunch of pieces here. I don't add it to the snowflake. That's just, it was a little too hard for me to do. But I just added some pieces, mostly to the base of the Yeti. And let's see, I'm going to add a little piece here. And then I'm going to peel the backs off. Normally I use hot glue on this as well, but this is like really super sticky stuff. I love it. If I have, let me see if I have, pardon me. Yeah, this is the stuff I got. Let me show you. It's the Crafter's Square Pop Dot tape. And you get 3 different sizes, like a large, a medium, and a small width. The stuff works really well if you were curious about it. And every time I go in, if I see some, I pick up like 1 or 2 of them. But it works really well. Okay, you can even hear how sticky it is. And then I'm just going to put this little guy right up in here. And then I have some of those gems from the Dollar Tree. Now these are strips you can peel off in a strip. So all I did was I took my scissors and I cut in between them so I could get single gems off of it. I'm going to grab my tweezers and I put 3 at the bottom here. And these are really sticky as well. They work really well. I don't have to add extra glue. Whatever sticky stuff they use, it's pretty good. And then I'm going to put 3 at the top here. And that's it, guys. All I have left to do is stamp inside. But that's pretty much it. That's the to-go cup coffee mug. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope you have fun making yours. Take care and happy crafting.